All right. One of the questions we get asked a lot on clients that come to us is, how do I know if what I'm dealing with is spiritual, is something that you can help out with? So this video is going to get into how to recognize if an issue may be having is physical purely or if there is a spiritual component to it. And without any further ado, Mr. Joseph, why don't you go ahead and start us off with this?
I have a lot of big clients that will come in and they will ask me, how do I know if it's spiritual or physical? And the first thing I say is call your doctor, dial 911. If you think it's an issue, you need to go to a medical professional immediately. Now, once you have connected with your doctor or you're routed to see your doctor, you give me a call and you say, hey, man, I am experiencing this, this, and this, and whatever the symptoms are. And then you will most likely tell me, my clients, look, it came out of the blue, came out of nowhere. It's completely unexplained, and I don't know what's going on. I'm just experiencing this. It's scaring the hell out of me. Go to your doctor. So they call me up, and I'm going to ask them, the first thing I'm going to ask them, the same thing I'm always going to ask them is your symptom coming and going? Does it escalate really high and then drop off to where it's nothing? And then a minute later it comes back really high and it drops off to nothing. So is it coming and going? If it comes and goes, it's spiritual. Even if you feel the intensity of everything going on, if it's constant, same intensity, it's physical. I could still help, but if it's spiritual, I should be able to cancel out like 90% in just a couple minutes. Here's the other thing we're looking at. You're under the impression, or everyone's under the impression, that you are this physical body, like you're looking at me here on the screen. And you inhabit this physical body, but it's not you. I'm going to tell you a secret. You are spirit. In this case, on the individual level, related to the human conscience, the hue within the man, on a soul level, you are spirit. And what happens is your spirit interacts with everything without a filter. So when you look somewhere physically, it's really your spirit looking through your eyes. And although you can't see what your spirit is looking at, it's interacting with the world. It's interacting with other spiritual, other psychic, other emotional, other haunting, curse, ET, angel, demon, just stuff you really can't even fathom on a conscious level of awareness, but it's happening all the time. And what happens is you have a connection, and this is what humans do, that they connect with stuff. And when you connect unconsciously, your soul, your spirit, through your body to the stuff around you, that whatever connects is going to connect back to your soul and then affect your physical body. Over a long period of time, it can manifest, this constant negative connection can manifest as a disease or illness, eventually leading to disease. So I tell people, when you have an issue, really pay attention. Is it coming and going? Is it going really high and then going down to nothing? Really high and going up to nothing? If it comes and goes, it's spiritual. If it's constant, it's physical. Now, I can help with both, but either way is important because your body's being affected. You need to go see your doctor, your medical professional immediately. You want to chime in?
Yeah. So one of the things that I think you mentioned that's important is, number one, a lot of these things we determine people will say are a mystery or a chronic, not a chronic illness, but a mystery illness. So it's a sudden onset that came out of nowhere. Specifically, it may not have a logical reason behind it. So it's not as though you got out of your car, you tripped, and you skinned your knee. If you can see sometimes a clear cause and effect, then we're not necessarily talking about that. But if all of a sudden you walk into a building and you get nauseous, you were fine before you went in there, you got nauseous, you came home, you got a fever, you started getting sick, you started getting respiratory issues, and you're like, I don't know what it is. And if it's a quick and sudden onset, and then some days when you are going near a property, it gets worse. And then when you come away from the property, it gets better. This is an example of where you may be engaging in a spiritual territory battle with something, or you may have picked up a dead spirit that followed you home, or you could be engaging witches territory and they want you out of there. But there's so many things. And because they operate on an unseen frequency to affect the spirit first, and then afterwards, the body has a time delay to where you begin to experience it. The more sensitive you are, the shorter that delay is. So this is why people who are empaths or they may be highly psychic or anything, they will get it as a premonition because their spirit, remember, there's no distance, there's no time, there's no space. Everything is a continual movement. It's just our dependence on having that separation from a physical aspect that we experience the idea of time passing. So on a spiritual level, they may feel this impact come in first and say, oh my God, I feel like I shouldn't go this way home, or I don't need to go to the grocery store today, or I don't need to do this, because they're already aware of the future implications of what will happen to their spirit to cause over time a body impact to occur. Until you get to that point, you may be in the hindsight is 2020 group, which is you go, you psychically trespass, you have the issue happen, and now you have the physical thing occur. That's when you would call us. You've tried everything medical science knows to help you, and it's just not getting better, and you are tired of the endless medications, and you're declining, you're not getting better. For people who they try the regular routes, and it's working, then we're not for you, because at some point in time, people only change when things get bad enough to say something's got to give. So that's one aspect. I think the second aspect on if something is spiritual versus physical is don't overthink it. Because sometimes people will say, well, my house is making me sick because there must have been black mold in there. And there could be black mold, but that doesn't necessarily mean that there's not something else going on. We live in such a crowded universe. We have in one house, you can have the people who are there, but not just your generation, everyone who's lived there before you. All their imprints are still there. All of the ghosts going through the area because spirits move in territorial packs. You can have higher energies beaming things down and have lots of levels of interaction from multiple angles, and you're only looking at one small angle, and the world is a much bigger place. So number two, as I would say, is don't overthink and assume because you see a possible physical source that there's something spiritual. You can't discount that fact. Do you want to chime in on that?
It's really important to understand that all your physical body can't see from point A to B in a physical distance. It can only see so far out. If you were to look on the internet and you were looking at vacation spots, while you're looking at a vacation spot picture, your spirit is thinking about being there. What would it feel like? And at that point, you're connecting or trespassing on everything in the location because spirit has no time and space. Your physical body does, but spirit doesn't. Equally, if you are thinking about going to pick your kids up from school and you start getting tachycardia, your heart's racing, you're engaged in something. So there's a lot of spiritual signs that we teach to help people identify, wait a minute, I'm experiencing a spiritual sign. What can I do proactively to address it? Migraines, spiritual. Lupus, spiritual. Alzheimer's, dementia, Parkinson's, believe it or not, that's spiritual.
Sciatica
is spiritual. Knee issues, ankle issues, spiritual. Shoulder issues, breast issues, spiritual.
Arthritis.
Hair falling out of the head, it's spiritual. Why do people go bald? No, it's genetics. No, it's not. It's spiritual. You have teeth issues. It's spiritual. You have any number of chronic and mystery illness. Spiritual. We even view cancer to be spiritual in the body. So you have 97% of things going on in the world, in our view, have a spiritual root first that affects the soul, then the body. And long term, as it affects the body, whether it's a psychic attack towards an organ in the body, an energetic parasite in the body, a curse, a haunting in the body, a haunting in your home, a curse to you, your something you own, a watch, be it your jewelry. Maybe you went to a consignment shop and you picked up something that had a curse on it, or had a haunting on it, or a death energy on it. We are spirit in the physical. And although consciously, rationally, scientifically, we think that it's our mind, that's our body. It is, but it's not what we are. It's who we believe ourselves to be. We are soul that interacts with this infinite universe all around it. The internet makes it so much worse because now we could see things and imagine that we're in locations here and even interstellarly You know, you watch this stuff on Science Channel about being on Mars. Oh, wow, what would it be like to be on Mars? And I'm imagining I'm walking around. No, no, no. Absolute nightmare scenario. Because now you're engaging with stuff millions of years old on Mars.
And once you have that connection can follow you wherever you go. So a lot of times it's important. I guess I should narrow it down to a couple main bullet points. So number one is you can engage things without ever leaving your home. Like what he's talking about, looking at a television show, thinking about something even without any photo in front of you, imagining where you're going to be going for a vacation, dreaming about a better life and what it could be like. All of these things are what you're projecting an intent of yourself to a location, to a person, to an event, or related to a particular object or a different timeline of what could be. And then if you put the words what if in front of it, you've now magnified it because now you're using law of attraction to put you more in alignment with those items, which is everything is what you're going to be projecting yourself out. That projection, other things that are more in tune spiritually, which could be spirits, magic users, demons, portals, all kind of things, will be able to clue in and figure out where you're coming from very quickly. And now you are now showing everything where you are, because most humans associate with their body as being their route and their origin. And it's a very difficult process to no longer be facilitating only seeing yourself as this one individual ego being. And until that happens, everything you do is going to be an alarm system that everyone can find out where you are. So that's number one. Number two is most people have forgotten the use of spiritual etiquette. So we walk around with this idea that everything that we have, if we own it, it belongs to us. But when you have a degree or a stake of ownership, you are in fact what's called claiming something. And if you claim something, then people and everything around you are going to say, well, this must be an object of value. So now they're going to fight you for it. And the worst thing about it is spiritual beings, they don't have to sleep. So you may have to sleep. You may be thinking you're going somewhere around the house, but they can project upon you 24/7 without stop. And over years, this can lead to spiritual toxicity, which leads to physical toxicity, which leads to illness. And it's important that we understand that medical science and spiritual science are not at odds with each other. So our goal is everybody wants to see you be well. Okay. Now you may debate me on this. We're not here for that show. But what I am telling you is it's important that you still go keep seeing your doctor while you are engaging with these spiritual principles. Give you an example. I had diabetes, have diabetes. Okay. That means that I know I have to constantly watch my carbs and keep an eye on my glucose. However, I know that as long as I engage in proper spiritual etiquette, I have proper boundaries to the people in my life, and I make those changes spiritually to avoid being a battery for everybody else to suck me dry, then my glucose numbers are pretty fantastic across the board. If I'm exceedingly stressed out, if I have poor boundaries with myself, if I have poor boundaries with other people, that can start to be affected even if my diet is consistent. And that's how I know that it's a spiritual cause, because if I'm changing something spiritual in my life, or I'm changing something non-medical in my life, and I'm seeing a difference, then I know that it's not purely a physical issue. However, do I still go to my doctor and do I still go get my A1C every 3 months? You damn skippy, I do. Do I still make sure I stay on the meds that I need to be on? Yes, because I still have a lot to learn, and I now have years of damage to my body from having poor spiritual etiquette and poor spiritual boundaries that I have to repair. So there's still that time element that's involved, which means that medication may still be necessary, while even though you're implementing a new preventative measure, you still have to heal that damage that has taken you years or decades to accumulate. So it's not always an either or approach. And I don't want people to be confused and think that we're the next snake oil salesman, or we're the next person trying to tell you, you do this one thing, your life has changed. And you'll always hear us say over and over again, you can't change any one thing, it's changing everything.
Everything. So if we have the ability to identify what the issue is, then we have the ability to implement spiritual etiquette to stop the engagement, so we're no longer being engaged, or we're in balance with what the issue is. No difference than you can be balanced with your mom that you live with, or your roommate that you live with. And if you're at odds, you're going to feel that tension. I don't want to feel that tension. I want to feel amazed everywhere. Well, one of the things that we do, and it's a really big component for the healing side, is we'll have people that come in, and sure, we do the miracle healing. But we'll have people come in like when Ben had celiac disease. And I said, celiac disease is spiritual, bro. And he was like, no, 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 you don't understand. I can't have dairy. I can't do this. I have to be on a vegan diet. You don't. So I had him come around me, and I put the boundaries up for him because it's something I'm able to do. I can put boundaries up for other people. It's very similar in the healing work that I do. I open up a meditation space that in that meditation space, I dictate what the parameters are. In this case, I dictate full and complete boundaries for another person. And just like that, celiac disease goes away. Now, it will come back as you leave my space and go back to living your old lifestyle with relationships and no boundaries and how you interact with people. But if you learn to maintain these boundaries for yourself and the spiritual etiquette that comes along with it, no more celiac disease, no more diabetes. It takes a lot, and I mean a lot, I've been doing this 35 years, to really understand and come to a place of complete empowerment to where you can really be a master of your environment instead of your environment being a master of you. It's important to understand you being a product of your environment. You are soul, aka spirit in the flesh. Your environment is all life, all relationships, all locations, all events that are going on, all objects you may interact with. So to be at a master level and have boundaries to these takes decades. But once you do, the body can perfectly heal from everything. You are the miracle, or not.
That was very succinct. And I think that we could branch off into many different things. Maybe what we'll do is we'll unlock some videos for you guys on specific illnesses like sciatica, lupus, and things like that, which give you more insight into the individual root causes behind that. If you like to see more videos like this, go ahead and leave some comments below and let us know and hit that like button. And until then, we will catch you on the next video. Have a great day, guys.